برنامه سازان، میهمانان و کلیه شرکت کنندگان در برنامه‌های تایم تیوی مسئول سخنان و نظریات شخصی خود هستند.
سلامی دارم خدمت همه شما عزیزان که بیننده برنامه ما هستین. انشالله که هر جا هستین خوش و سلامتین. در کنار آقای سیامک افشار هستیم. سلام آقای افشار.
سلام علیکم.
خوشحالم که دوباره در برنامه‌تون هستم.
خواهش می‌کنم. دیگه این برنامه خودتونه.
مرسی.
برنامه همه ماست و به زودی برای این برنامه یه اسم خوبی هم پیدا خواهیم کرد. ما چون برنامه‌های متفاوتی داریم و اسمای متفاوت داریم کار میکنیم. به اتفاق خانم نازی خورسندی که یک اسم مناسبی برای این برنامه انتخاب کنیم و یه آرمی که برنامه رو باش باز کنیم و خوشحالم یا ممنونم بهتر بگم که صبور هستیم هموطنان تا اینکه ما به اونجا برسیم. ولی برنامه ما از چه قرار هست خانم
امروز براتون یه سورپرایز داریم، یه تحولی داریم به برنامه میدیم. بیست همونجوری که شما عزیزان درخواست کرده بودین که ما یه خورده بیشتر جوونا رو توی برنامه‌مون بیاریم که با مسائلی که امروز در خانواده ها هست، در مدارس هستش و این جوونا، این تینیجرهای ما دارن باهاش روبرو میشن، میخواستیم یه خورده ما بیشتر در این مورد فوکس داشته باشیم و ما همینطور هم که همیشه تو برنامه‌مون بیشتر راجع به تینیجر یا سالهای بچگی صحبت میکنیم که چه جوری چی باعث میشه که اینا بعدها به حالا به یه نوع اعتیادی رو بیارن. امروز گفتیم که 2 تینیجر با خودمون بیاریم توی برنامه. مهمان برنامه ما هستن که از زبان خود اینا بشنویم پرابلم ها، مسائلی که اینا در عرض روز باهاش روبرو میشن در مدرسه، در منازل، با خانوادهشون و بیشتر از خودشون بشنویم. گفتم که این کارو بکنیم.
وقتی خوبیه. من برای همین خاطر از شما دوستان خواهش میکنم که اگر تینیجرتون بیدار شده، چون ساندی صبح شاید هنوز خواب باشه، ولی اگه بیدار شده و صبحونش رو صرف کرده، بگین که بیاد بشینه پای برنامه، هم گوش کنه، یه مقدار مطالبی که برای ایشون شاید مهم باشه مطرح بشه، هم اگه سوالی داشت میتونه از ما یا تینیجرهای ما بپرسه. پس با اجازهتون بریم که معرفی کنیم دوستانمون.
بزنیم بریم. شروع میکنیم از خانم دانیلا. She's one of our guests sitting
Hi Daniela.
Right. Daniela جون, thank you for coming. اینجا خانم امبر داریم. Hi Amber. Thanks for coming for our show.
Now Daniela is my daughter. Some may know, some may not. But she's been my daughter for how many years now? 18 years. And she's my best daughter. Oh no, sorry. She's my only daughter. And the best. She's the best daughter ever. Yes. And I love her dearly. And she has been in other shows with me. So I'm very glad that once again you came. And this is the first time in this TV show, right? Mm-hmm. Welcome. Yeah. And I hope you keep coming back because many of the viewers or audiences, people they watch the show, they have kids or teenagers. But you laughing.
No, because you say other viewers like.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever seen that commercial? They say from where viewers like you or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll get it right. Amber, Daniela's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you guys went to school too for a while together, or were just friends, neighbors?
We went to school a
Oh,
long
great.
time ago.
How old were you, and what grade was it?
We were in 7th grade. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So like we've known each other since 7th grade.
Like 50 years ago or so.
Yeah.
So welcome, both of you. So we're going to start the show. We're going to go back and forth, English and Farsi. Of not Finglish though.
Not Finglish.
Not
We're going to try to keep it more clear this
More
time.
clear. English or Farsi, not Turkish either?
I won't understand it. I think you guys
She won't either.
know. Okay.
Okay, then I'll keep it for myself. That's cool. So, and we're going to talk, some of the things we're going to cover. Can you help us out with that?
Okay. Should I go in English first?
Yes.
English?
Well, yes, so that they can understand
Okay.
too.
So, from my understanding of talking to teenagers and hearing their daily issues, I understood that a lot of them do complain about being bullied in school. A lot of them talk about peer pressure. A lot of them talk about their home environment and how everything affects their self-esteem. It affects their grading. It affects their schooling, their studying, and their relationship with the people around them, with their friends or family members. So this is going to be the focus of our show today. And we're going to ask Daniela and Amberjan to talk more about these issues based on their own experiences. It could be personal or the experiences they've had with their friends.
Allow me to translate some of that. No,
Okay,
word
sure.
to word for the number of the viewers that they don't know much English. Grandparent. خانم خورسندی گفتن که تمرکز برنامه امروز ما روی مسائل فکر کنم بولی میشه قلدری گردن کلفتی
گردن کلفتی
گردن کلفتی یا خود عملش میشه قلدری یعنی زورگویی در مدارس دبیرستان هاست که بعد با امبر جان و دانیلا جان میخوایم صحبت کنیم که اونا چه تجربیاتی داشتن از در این مورد، چه چیزایی میدونن، دیدن، خودشون آیا تا حالا بچه‌های توی مدارس گردن کلفتی باشون کردن یا نه. فکر کنم بحث خیلی مهمه. ممنون که شما بحث رو فقط روی این مسئله می‌خوایم نگه داریم. اگه بتونیم همین رو باز کنیم و تجربیات اینا رو بگیم و هم دکتر خورسندی با ما کمک کنن که یه مقدار از این مسائل باز بشه، بهش بررسی بشه و تلفنم بگیریم، فکر کنم کافی بشه.
بله. بعد خوبه که اینو برای پدر مادرها هم حالا به فارسی هم گفتیم، برای اینکه این بحث امروز ما خیلی میتونه به خود شما کمک کنه برای درک کردن بیشتر بچه‌هاتون، که ببینید چرا بچه‌هاتون به این طریق به یه طریقای مختلفی رفتار میکنن، چرا گریداشون تو مدرسه بالا نیست، چرا سلف استیمشون پایینه و چه چیزایی داره اذیتشون میکنه. برای همین خیلی برنامه آموزنده‌ای هم هست برای خود شماها. خب شروع کنیم برنامه رو. Let's get started. You guys ready? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. What is it that you guys are more comfortable talking about? It could be your own personal experiences, or it could be something that you've seen with your friends or a family member. We can talk about family issues. If you guys have some experiences, we can talk about bullying, being bullied. Which one are you more comfortable with?
What should we start off?
Let's go bullying because
Bullying?
we
How about
said we're
bullying?
going to
Okay, let's do
And
bullying.
then later on, if we have time, we can go to family issues too.
Okay.
So, as Nazi said, do you have any of your own experience?
Bully, well, yeah, when I was younger.
What happened? Tell us about
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. I would only have like a few friends, like a really like small group of friends. Like I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 people, and yes, it's a small group, 4 or 5 people. So yeah, and then a little by little, a lot of people like they would just like I would notice something was going on because people would look and then they would like turn around and like make a secret or something. So I would always wonder like what are they saying? You know, I didn't know how it was like to be bullied, so I didn't even know what it like how it felt or how it is. And then like eventually I would hear people say like, oh, so and so said this and about you, or so and so doesn't like you because of this, or I don't know. But really like little like reasons that don't make any sense, you know. And I was a really nice kid, so I was never mean to anybody. So there was really like no reason for anybody to like say anything bad or anything. So I was kind of confused, like why are they talking bad about me when I'm not even doing anything, you know? And I remember I would tell mom and I would tell you, or I don't know who else, Esmeralda was home.
Yes.
And I would
Your
always
babysitter.
Yeah, and then she would always say like, it's okay, just keep your small group of friends. It's better to have a few than, you know, a lot of people. Like, you're not missing out on their friendship. So, yeah, and I would just try to not let it get to my head. So yeah, but eventually it does get to your head.
It did, yeah.
You know, and then especially one day that I guess I wasn't home. I don't know why, but my sister had said one day that I guess she's seen toilet paper like all over the house.
Wow.
You know, and then I guess she's seen some personal woman things on the car. You know, so I wasn't there that day, so I didn't see it. But I'm sure if I seen it, I would have been really mad or something. But she had said that, I don't know, like one day I wasn't home, that she seen it. By the time I came home, it wasn't even there. So I'm guessing she took it off because she felt bad. She didn't want me to see that. And she didn't tell me until later. So yeah, that kind of like, when she told me, it was a little bit after all the bullying.
Yes.
But if I would have known before, I'm pretty sure like I would have been, you know,
Mad.
like hurt and mad, yeah. And then there was one day, I think they were like following me home. Like just to like literally just walking behind me just to say stuff. So
To see how you get an effect of it, how they
Yeah.
bother you, yeah.
yeah, and then I remember this is like kind of a little off topic, but I remember like there was this kid that like supposedly he liked me when I was little, and I guess like some girl, one of the mean girls, she got mad, so she tried to tell him bad stuff about me so he would stop liking me. And of course,
Jealousy.
you know, majority wins, and he eventually like didn't want to even like oh, you liked her? Oh no, I never liked her. Like, you know what I mean? Like people brainwash people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that also got to me too. Like, it's not like I cared, but it's like, why are you gonna do something that's not even your business? Why are you gonna go and brainwash somebody? It's just like, I don't know. That was like going too far. But yeah, I don't know. Their life revolved around like making sure they said something to me every day. One day, I think I sat down in class and somebody pulled the chair back. So when I fell right on the floor. My butt fell on the floor. And that happened
Wow,
one
that's
time.
definitely bullying.
Yeah, that happened one time, and I think that was in high school too, like the first year of high school or something. And I remember I got really mad because they were trying to make a joke out of it, but I didn't see nothing funny because I was mad, like, you know. And then the teacher like kind of seen it, but he didn't really get to see that somebody pulled it. He just seen me fall. So he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" This and that. But I didn't want to say, "Oh, but that guy did this." I don't like doing
And
that.
I don't
'cause then
remember
they
you
talk-
telling me though. I don't remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell your dad? Why didn't you tell me? No,
That's
seriously.
a good question.
Yeah.
That
Why
is a very
didn't you?
good question. A lot of times, what happens in school to teenagers, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it to their families. They don't tell them what happened
Right.
in school. And why is that?
Well, if I didn't tell my parents, it's probably because I felt like I wanted to take care of it myself, like, and feel like, more independent kind of thing.
I see.
Or like in high school, maybe.
And if you did, you would be like a kid, like you're too naive and kid,
Yeah,
asking
like I
dad to help
couldn't deal
you.
with it myself if I asked somebody else.
Well, that's there and then. What do you think about it now? Do you think she should have or you would have with this knowledge
What would you guys do? What would you do differently?
today?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think it'll happen anytime soon or anything, but if that were to happen, I probably would. I think now that we're older, it's easier to handle it on your own. But if you wanted advice or something, I'll probably tell you or mom or
Yeah.
whoever's home.
Why do you guys think that you were being bullied? Why do you think people bully?
It sounds really weird, but I think for the most part, it's jealousy. Like when somebody hasn't done anything wrong and they're nice to everybody, and people see that people like them because they're nice and maybe good looking, I don't know, then they get
Yes, you
jealous,
guys
you
are
know?
both of
So
you,
they
yes.
wanna, so they want to, make themselves feel better by putting you down. And then other people, they're gonna not look at you anymore like that because they're gonna say, "Oh, that's the girl that
Yeah.
gets bullied." Then the other person gets the attention. So
I never
it's,
thought that.
it's all about attention most of the time. But
Attention.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes, attention is. How did their behavior toward you, or if you have experienced bullying, how does their behavior affect you? Like, how does it make you feel when you get bullied?
Well, I felt hurt. Like, I felt like nobody liked me, and I didn't know why anybody liked me, because I was like a really nice person. I never gave any dirty look or anything to anybody. So I don't know. My mom would always tell me it's because they're jealous of you because you're pretty, and I would say, that's weird. That's a dumb reason. Like, what? And just because, okay, just as somebody's good looking, like they're gonna ruin their life or something, follow them home, and all this unnecessary stuff. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. I would never believe her. I would always say, no, Mom, like, they probably just heard something wrong that I did. Maybe I did something that they, like, made a rumor or something. People believe it. Maybe that's why they don't like me. But I would never believe it was because of, like, just to be sitting there.
Could it be like you really had nothing to do with it? It was their own shortcomings, their own character defects, their own problems, their own issues, their own low self-esteem or anything like that, that made them feel jealous, made them feel like they want to put you down so that they can feel better or bigger. You know what I mean? Some could be like that too. Some may have nothing to do with the person who's been bullied. It could be all about how inappropriate, how sick they are, and how much they don't feel good about themselves. That could also be a possibility.
They basically like fight for the spotlight, like for everybody to be paying attention to them more.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what do you think about all this? Did you have any experience? Have you ever been bullied?
With bullying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a personal experience with it. In cheer in high school, I was like in my team. Like, your team is supposed to be really supportive, right? But sometimes there's going to be some people who are not. And I had like a base, somebody who lifted me in my cheer team. And sometimes she would just be really rude to me. And I never got down to why she was rude to me. But yeah, it was just like she would tell me things, like leave negative comments when like I was always nice to her, you know? And but she would just always leave negative comments, and I don't know if it's just because she was frustrated throughout the day, but yeah. And one time she even told me that she like hated me, and I was like, that's kind of weird because like I never did anything to her. But eventually, like, we worked it out, and I talked to her, and I was like, you know, like, that's not, like, why are you talking to me like this, and stuff like that. And then we worked it out, and we got along after, but...
Very good. Well, teenage years are very sensitive years. As we know, it's around the time that our identity is being built. So when teenagers get bullied, it really hurts them. It hurts their identity. Because like you said, even though they might call a girl ugly, and she's not ugly, she's very pretty, but they call her ugly, and she takes it personal. She really looks at herself twice, and she says, maybe I am really ugly. Yeah. And if that teenager didn't have a good childhood, she's definitely going to take it to herself, that I am very ugly and I'm not wanted. A lot of people that bully, one thing that we know today is that they come from very broken homes. By bullying other people, they feel powerful. They feel better about themselves. So now we know where they're coming from. But I want to ask you guys a question that what did help you at that time? How did you help yourself to not be carried by these bullies, to not fall into their trap? What was it that because a lot of people, they don't have skills, and what they do, they either fall into the trap, they get into the gang, they become a gang member, and because they don't know what to do. I want to know what you guys did at that time, being teenagers, younger girls, and that helped you to stay away from them.
From bullies?
From bullies, yeah.
All the times I messed up before.
What happened?
I said all the times that I was rebelling against my parents, probably. That was like a big kind of distraction later. But it wasn't really towards the time.
Well, that's how it affected you.
That's how it affected you. But how did you not fight them, but how did you get out of it?
Out of the bullying?
Out of the bullying. How did you face it? How did you say, no, I'm not ugly, I am pretty, maybe I'm not a popular girl, I don't have a popular group, but I am good enough. How did you accept that, and how did you oppose their opinion about you?
Well, I would just like ignore them, and most of my friends, they wouldn't even go to my school. I would hang out with them on the weekends. So then like that would kind of be like a distraction, like basically like, well, like I still can have friends, but they don't necessarily have to be from my school.
I see. Okay. What did you do?
Well, for me, my bully was in my cheer team, so I saw her every day. So I got support from like other friends in the cheer team, and I also just found like, you know, you have to have like self-confidence in you, and if you don't have that, like that's your time to like build your inner strength, or like just go to your loved ones, like your mom or your dad or a friend, and just talk to somebody, you know.
Okay, so self-esteem plays a big role here, huh?
Yeah, because if not, like if like you're the one who's in charge of your own confidence, like nobody else can control that but you. So like if they see that you're weak, they're gonna go towards you.
Yes, thank you, Amirjun. Very good point. Thank you. Another good point you mentioned is talking to your parents. A lot of times, teenage or younger girls and boys, they don't go talk to their parents because they want to tell them that I can take care of myself. I am big enough. I'm an adult. Leave me alone. I can do it. But there are times that we need help. So we have to reach our hand and ask for their help. So talking to our parents, because at the end of the day, we know that our parents want the best for us. We should talk to an adult. That's the way. Did you guys ever happen to talk to your principal or somebody in school?
Yeah. One time, like, it got to the point where I think I just had to tell my mom, I think. And I think what happened was, like, it was, like, on the internet, like, a Facebook message. Like, somebody sent me a really dirty, like, mean message. Like, it was one of the girls from the school. And then that's what caught my mom's attention. Like, oh, no, like, it's going way too far. Like, I'm going to take this to the school. Like, I guess, like, they also texted me, too. They texted me from different phone numbers, so I wouldn't know who it is.
Wow.
And then they would send me, like, long paragraph messages, like, just talking a lot of bad stuff. And then my mom would try to report it, and she took it to the principal. And I guess the principal didn't even, like he wasn't helpful at all. And most of the girls, they're, like, I don't know how to explain, like, they're the girls that they have really close relationships, like, with the staff. And, like, their parents, they have, like, money and stuff, so they think they're, like, yeah. So, like, for them, the principal, they don't do nothing about it because they know who they are and stuff, and they're close to them, so they just left it like that. And my mom got really mad, and she said, like, you know, because they couldn't do anything about it, I guess.
But if I'm not mistaken, you were moved to another school, a better school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom said, like, oh, I'll just move you. And I told her, like, I can't really run away from problems either. Like, I kind of have to face it and just, like, see what I can do to, like, let it go. But my mom was like, no, this is, like, too extreme. The school's not even helping. So that's kind of, like, too much right there. I'm going to move you. When I moved, I had the same problem. And it's, like, worse because I moved to a school that people know from the other school. Like, it was, like, a city over. And I remember I've been telling my mom to take me to a different school, but she didn't want to because of the area and stuff. But I think it would be better because it was more farther out. But she didn't want to. She said, no, it's not safe, so I'm going to move you to this school. And then that school happened to have the same people. And I told her that too, but she said, no, it's probably be different. But it's the same thing that happened. One time somebody tried to spill, like, a Gatorade on me, like, by accident. Like, they got I had white pants on. It was, like, planned out. And they had, like, a Gatorade, and I thought it was, like, a red Gatorade or something. And I was walking on the sidewalk, how there's a bump. I was walking on the bump. Like, so then she tried to splash it, and I guess it splashed her friend that was in front by accident. So, yeah, and then I heard her in the back saying, oh, you were supposed to, like, why are you splashing me? You're supposed to splash Daniela. And I heard it, so I was like, oh, my gosh, like, again.
That's really sad. A lot of times, unfortunately, the staff do not cooperate with the kids and the families, and it is really sad. But moving to another school, that's probably the last resort. But if you have to do it, you have to do it. But one of the most important things is to let someone know either in school or your parents. Somebody has to know what's happening to you in school. If you keep it hush hush to yourself, it's gonna get more dangerous. And also staying in groups with friends, that also really helps to not be lonely. If you're walking home, to always walk with a group of friends. In school, to not be lonely, because like you said, they do pick on nice girls, and they feel like they cannot fight them back, so they come and they pick on those girls. Like
Yeah.
they can smell who is nice, and they
Yeah.
go to that person. Do you have anything to say about it?
About being nice and like showing your like weaknesses, or yeah, well, because if somebody's gonna they're gonna look for the easy target, right? Like whoever like they show that they're like, oh, if somebody says something and they don't like stand up for themselves, or they like take it to heart and it shows, so then they're like, oh, like just her, like, well, it's funny with her, or something like that. But if you just like come back at it with like something, or you just like kind of just let it go, they don't really come with you more, like they don't really bully you.
Right. If you, or if one of these teenagers, if they bring in authority, then they're gonna run away. Because with authority, I mean authority as far as a parent or staff, once they see someone else getting involved, or sometimes you have to get the police involved, because it gets to a very dangerous point. So when they see that, they might back off a little bit.
What I suggest is when they start bullying at the very get-go, something needs to be done. Different ways of treating it, but you all brought up some good points about how to go by it. One thing that should definitely not be done is to let it go. When someone is bullied and they don't do anything about it, what they're saying is that it's okay, I am a good target. You can do that to me again. But any kind of number of ways to deal with it, which Daniela brought up quite a few of them, talked to the principal, talked to the mother, and had meetings and stuff. These are the things needs to be done. Now, as a process of doing that, something will happen. Finally, we get some results. But if you don't do any of them, you're definitely going to be continued being bullied, and that's not fair. Yes, they pick their targets, but target doesn't necessarily have to be an ongoing target. We can stop that. That's unfair, unjust thing, and we have to stand for ourselves. I have seen some guys and gals that they share with me, as not later on when they grow up, and they share with me that they had to go even at that point and start working out. Going to some classes about self-defense, karate, gym, and just start working out themselves to become a stronger person. They have to go see therapists, someone like Nazi, to get in touch with some of their faculties and to get in touch with how to become, to learn how to become assertive, more stronger personality. These are different ways you can always improve oneself so that you will not be that perhaps target.
And I seen a movie, like, I don't know what it was, but it was like some girl in high school that I guess like some video, I think, that she did. I don't know what it was, but it was something really embarrassing. Like if she were to show it to somebody, like they'll make fun of it. And I guess like some girl that didn't like her, she posted it on the internet, and it got really bad to the point where like weeks later, after all the bullying, once the video was posted, she literally was gonna kill herself. Like she was like in her room, and then her mom managed to open the door somehow, and she had like a needle, or I don't know what it was, like in her hand, like already, and her mom saved her. Like her mom broke open the door and like got her.
Well, on the same line, Daniela, one time Miss Horsandi, I remember they made a song for this gal who was once in love with this guy, and somehow and the relationship has gotten stronger and longer time. You may know that if I talk more about it, because it became very popular or known thing in Iranian community. It's happened in Iran though, but we all heard about it here too. And the guy somehow had permission from the gang to tape some very intimate moments that they had together.
Oh, wow.
And when then later on they broke up, and the guy puts that on the post-it, and she does commit suicide. And they make a rap music about it. Yeah, I'm going to find the rap music one day. She actually attempts, and she successfully commits suicide, and she dies. And then everybody would know because she died because of whatever, obviously that intimate moments that was aired on the internet.
So one thing that you said that is really important is to get on it, like immediately. From the first sign they feel, they have to let an older person know, parent or staff, somebody has to know, because it might get into more serious incidents. It's tough to be a teenager, huh?
Yeah.
It's really hard when you guys
I know,
look.
I went through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you guys look back,
Yeah.
what is the highlight of your teenagers?
What do you mean, like?
When you were in
Good
school?
time, you mean?
Oh,
Well, you guys had good times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
High school is supposed to be
of fun.
Fun, yeah.
fun,
You
and
get
you
to know yourself.
exactly you find
Yeah.
more friends, get ready for college, and all the fun things. But I know it's not easy years.
It's not.
Yeah.
It is really not. Finding friends probably in the new high school that you're going to, it's always hard.
Okay. Yeah, it is. But okay, when it's easier sometimes. Like what I did was I joined like clubs or sports, and I got really involved in school. So that kind of helped me through it, because you kind of have more support in there. If you're talking about being bullied, like they always support you there, or like they're like kind of a second family if you join something.
Very good.
Because I know some girls who were in our cheer team, because in high school that's what I was in, and they if they got bullied by somebody outside of the team, the cheerleaders would defend them or stuff like that, or even like your brothers and sisters, like you depend on them, like go to them for help, like if you're going through something bad. I feel like support is the best thing
Support is the best thing. Yes.
to get through the issues of being a teenager. Support.
I just remembered like a big scene that that was probably the one that really got to me. Like it got to me more than the TP thing. I remember the big dance in Diamond Bar Center, the big one that all the it was like basically like a prom, and like everybody was like going and stuff. That was like a setup for sure, because I remember I was crowded in like less than like 10 minutes as I walked in. I walk in the dance floor, teachers are around, so I was like safe. But in the less than a few minutes, when I walked to the restroom, oh, they want you outside, somebody wants you outside, like in the patio area. And then I was like, what do you mean? And some girl literally grabbed my hand. She's like, oh, come over here, they're asking for you or something, I don't know. And I'm just okay, and then I don't know. And then before I even walk out, the girl comes inside, and she's like some girl, I don't know how to explain it, but she had, let's just say she had an accent the way she was talking. I can't really say the word.
Right.
But she was like, hey, did you say this and this about me, man? And she's like a really type of girl. So yeah. So yeah, and then I was like, what the heck? I never even talked about her, but I guess they made a rumor or something. And it was one of the toughest girls at school too, so it's I was kind of scared,
You were gonna fight?
No, she wanted to fight me, but she didn't say I'm gonna fight you or something. She just said, oh, is it true that you said this and that? And then all these people circled around me. I turned around and everybody's around. It was like a whole concert. There were so many people around me. And then I remember I think I started crying, like my eyes started watering, not because of her necessarily, but because so much pressure from everybody watching, from the people's faces, like smiling and trying to laugh. Like it was just like from all the pressure, you know, not really because of her. Like I started tearing up, and then I remember some girl that my mom's really close to their parents. Remember Melissa? Yeah, she pops out. She kind of like saves me because I guess the girl got up in my face like this close, and she was like, you know, like gonna do something like really close. And then I remember Melissa pops out of nowhere, and she tells her like, hey, like, you know, like I don't know what she said, but she said something like to stop it, you know. And then the security, they barely start showing up like late, so and they broke it up.
So what do you think helped you in that situation? Because
my
you could have.
friend.
Okay, good. So having that support, having that support is really important, and the fact that you didn't get involved in the argument, in the fight with her, that also really helps to kind of just ignore them and to not let them have that power that they want. Very good.
And going through those feelings, Daniela, given the circumstances, I think it's very normal. Seeing maybe 20, 30 people, maybe around 20, 30 people around want to be tough. We call those kids want to be tough, by the way. Want to be tough gal and going to your face and saying this and that. For one to feel anxiety, you were able to feel it, you were able to experience it. You definitely didn't take an action behind it, take the first punch.
I was
or
so
nothing.
scared,
Yeah, but it's okay. Everyone would get it.
If that would have happened now, I would have been scared. I was little though. Yeah, probably, I don't know, 14.
Yeah,
14.
Come on, 14 years old. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So you did great.
If it happened now, that wouldn't happen.
It would. Well, it would not. You would not
I
put
would have
yourself.
taken care of it maturely, but not too nice either.
I'll tell you something. Would you, if it would have been now, would you walk out, somebody coming and telling you someone wants to see you out, or would you tell them that, hey, anybody wants to see me, I'm going back to dance floor, they can come and see me there.
The worst thing you could do is walk away, because that's when they can like punch you. They could punch you from the back, like I've seen it happen.
Yeah, but that is at the time of a confrontation. You're right. I'm talking about somebody coming and asking you, inviting you to go out. What would you tell them? Most likely,
no.
I'm not gonna go. I don't need to go. She wants to see me. She'll come there.
Yeah, the reason, sorry,
That's
the
okay.
reason that they of course they didn't want to do that inside, because that's where the teachers are. Outside is where they have their freedom to get away with it.
So you would say no. You would not put yourself in such a predicament.
But I didn't know, like
Of course,
I didn't know any
no, I
better.
don't blame you for it. 14 years old, you got it.
I was like, oh, okay.
But right now, you know, but that's what you want to tell the viewers. If somebody come and try to bully you or put you in such a predicament, you say, no, thank you, I'm going into my dance or going in. If anybody wants to talk to me, they can come there. And you go find yourself around the safe people or secure people like teachers and all that. Yeah. You know, we all make mistakes, you know, and thank God that your friend came and you got the support, and thank God you were able to hold on to yourself even though you were feeling anxiety, you didn't throw the punch.
I couldn't even walk out, because when you walk out, they tell you where you're going, and then everybody tries to crowd in closer, so you can't really get out. They'll try to like push and shove. I swear.
You know, that is the main thing about the teenagers. Teenagers, and not of course all of them, I know definitely Amber and Daniela were not those kind, but teenagers can be really, really malicious or mean.
Yes.
And you know that, and that's
Did
really
you know
not.
about that?
What?
Oh, sorry. Did you know about that though? The dance.
Yeah, I was saying that I remember. You told me that, like, well,
Back.
when you were smaller.
Yeah. You probably felt bad that your friend went through all that, huh?
Yeah, well, if we would have gone to the same school, it would have been cool. But we always lived like in different cities. So, but I wish I could have been there and been her support.
And then recently, I seen one of the girls, like maybe a year ago, and I remember I seen her at some party or something, and I remember I walked inside, like I opened the door, and I left the door open because I was thinking, okay, people are gonna walk in, and then she tells me, oh, like I forgot, I think she said, don't you have manners or something, like she gave me an attitude, and it was the same girl, and I looked at her, since I had the confidence and I was older, like it's kind of like I remember you, you know. So I looked at her and I just laughed at her face and I walked away. And she stood there with the mouth open, like, oh, she didn't close. Oh no, she said you don't have manners. You should close the door behind you. That's what she said. And then that's when I laughed at her face and I just continued walking. I left it open, so I made her look retarded.
Also, she had to close the door?
I mean, she didn't close the door, but I made her look dumb because everybody was looking at her like, you know. And then it's funny because right when I walked in, I seen a few of my friends and a few people that know her, and they told me, "Oh, hi, Daniela. Hey, I haven't seen you." And I seen her face; she looked so angry that people were saying hi to me.
Good job, Daniela. When you grow up, you become mature, huh?
Of course. And you guys, you always look back and you wonder, how did I do it? Why did I do that? I would do it differently. But one thing we know is that we're humans, we are allowed to make mistakes, and in the situation that we are in, we do our best. And so at that time, when you were at the dance event, you did your best, and you did the best that you knew. But today, you know better that what you would do in that situation. So here, what you guys can do is to give out that message to let the people who are going through that stage, who are 14, you can let them know, you can give this message, your experience, your words of wisdom and experience that you have, you can share it with them. So let them know, aware them that what they can do, have that support, telling an authority, all these different skills.
Like support, and just have that support system with you, like whether it's like your family or like a close friend or your brother or even a club. Like support, I think will get you through it. I think that's what got me through high school.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I would like to ask you guys a question that not if you but I want you guys to please give a message to the teenagers, to the people who are going through high school or middle school and being bullied or had some of these traumatizing events. What is you guys' message to these kids?
I guess don't let it get to you. Like, don't think about it too much, because then that's when you're gonna start overthinking, I guess. And definitely tell somebody right away, even a sibling, like an older sibling, doesn't have to be your parents, because I know how some people feel about not wanting to tell their parents or something. So
That's great.
Thank you.
I guess just keep it to yourself and do the right thing, you know.
Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone. You said.
Oh no, I meant like keep it to yourself, like the thoughts, like just leave it, like the overthinking about it, because then that's what gets them like.
Oh, don't brag about it or drag it. Excuse me. Don't drag it with you. Let it go, and that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Free yourself from it and get support.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Daniela.
Thank you, Daniela.
And you?
Oh, yeah, like I said, the support system, and I agree with, like, don't overanalyze it, and because if you look back at things too much, you're just going to be like, oh, what if I did this, or why did she do that, and then you're just going to be sitting there wasting time about thinking about it.
That's great. Before we close, we may have a minute or two. Do you have a minute or two? Great. I have to touch on something because this is the last show before New Year. Yes, with your permission, Ms. Khorsandi, I want to talk a little bit about holiday traps.
Please.
You know, we touched on it last week or so a little bit, but we usually at this particular season have casualties. Casualties mean early stage recovering addict alcoholics, they relapse. They go back out. Why? Because they're very sensitive at this particular time. And anything can kind of throw them off the edge. So my recommendation to everybody out there, let me switch to Farsi then. Yeah, I think I should switch to Farsi. In English, فارسی توصیه من به شما دوستان اینه که در این فصل حساس که داره نیویر میاد، مخصوصا نیویر که سالبریشن و مشروب خوردن معمولا متاسفانه مردم فکر میکنن باید جزوی از ریچوال فرهنگ جشن و سرور باشه. متاسفانه من توصیه میکنم که هیچ موقع اجازه ندین دوستانی که تا دوران ابتدایی بهبودی هستن برن جایی که مشروب هستش. اجازه ندین به خودتون کسی دیگه که گذشته رو به خاطر اونا بیارن، به یاد اونا بیارن، بگن که یادت پارسال اینجوری بود، زندون بودی، بیمارستان بودی، خونه نیومدی، مست بودی یا هرچی. این صحبت ها رو نکنین لطفا. و به علاوه بین خوداتونم پدر مادر یا افراد دیگه خانواده دعوا اینا نکنن، بحثی نکنن و سعی کنیم بیشتر مسائل خوب مطرح کنیم. به خود بیمار و یه معتاد الکلی که در حال بهبودی هستن توصیه میکنم که بریم به جلساتتون. این روزا ماراتون میتینگ در هر شهری محلهایی هست که من میتونم بعد راهنمایی کنم، یا IRC یا آرک میتونن راهنماییتون کنم راجع به محلهایی که 24 ساعت میتینگ هستش، میتینگ های 12 کامه. برین خودتون اونجا، یا میتونین برین به چرچ خودتون یا به کلیسای خودتون، کجا میتونن برن؟ به هر جایی که خانه بهبودی خودتون که اونجا که بهبودی گرفتین، خانه روحانی که اونجا میتونین روحانیت بگیرین، برین اونجا بیشتر وقت بذارین، ورزش کنین، این روزا کتاب بخونین، برین سرویس بدین، به خانواده‌تون بگین که من میتونم کمک کنم برای خونه رو تمیز کردن، برای خرید کردن، بی آف سرویس، برای اینکه نسلی روز تعطیلات این موقع همش نباید برای خودمون باشه، شاید میتونیم خدمتی به دیگران بکنیم. و اگر craving obsession وسوسه شما رو گرفت، با کسی که سالهای بیشتر پاکی داره، راهنماتون یا کانسلرتون زنگ بزنید و باهاش در این رابطه صحبت کنین که این مسئله شما رو در بر نگیره که بخواید مشروب بخورید. سال نو خیلی خیلی خوبیه برای همتون. آرزو میکنم از همه مهمتر سال نو هوشیار و پاکی و برای همتون.
Thank you آقای افشار. منم اینجا دوست دارم که of course حرف آقای افشار رو تایید میکنم.
مرسی.
ولی منم برای شما سال خیلی خوبی رو آرزو میکنم. ان شاءالله که سال سلامتی، شادی برای همه باشه و به یکایک آرزوهاتون برسین. I would like to thank our guests, Daniela and Amberjun. Thank you so much for coming. We would love to have you more often here.
Yes.
Your words of experience is very valuable to us and to our viewers,
Yes.
our audience. So thanks again for coming.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care. Till next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
برنامه سازان، میهمانان و کلیه شرکت کنندگان در برنامه‌های تایم تیوی مسئول سخنان و نظریات شخصی خود هستند.